What's going on, guys? It's Unknown Player here, and today we'll be looking at one of the new shotguns coming in Rise of Iron called the Last Ditch 001. So this is actually a really powerful weapon, and it will be one of the best shotguns in Year 3. I've gone through some of the stats and I'm going to explain exactly what's the deal with this weapon and why it's so good. In the background we've got some gameplay of me using the thing. So this is of course me playing with it at Gamescom when I got to record gameplay early. And once again, these weapons don't have any perks unlocked, so no rangefinder, no rifle barrel. This is just a plain shotgun with no perks at all. You can see just how well it performs. There were a few times where it didn't one-shot and had to clean up with the blink strike, but for the most part it's still a great weapon. It performed really well, and even with no perks, which is important, I'll get into why this is such a great weapon. So this weapon is actually really interesting simply because it's the archetype of very high impact and low rate of fire, which is basically the only viable shotgun type in the Crucible right now, because your best chance at a one-hit kill and the most efficient DPS really. So it's the weapon like the Felon's Lie, the Matador, Party Crasher, Conspiracy Theory D, but this one is slightly different because this is a dead orbit weapon. You can go right up to them in tower and grab them simply for a couple marks, and this is not one of those super rare shotguns that takes ages to drop in the Crucible like the Party Crasher or Matador. This is simply obtainable straight from the dead orbit vendor. Now I've actually taken a closer look at its stats on screen. You can see a comparison image I made in Photoshop. So this is like an overlay which I've made, which shows the strengths and weaknesses and the comparison between two shotguns, the Last Ditch and also the Party Crasher Year 2 version, which is currently the best shotgun in the game. And the Party Crasher also has no perks equipped, so it's a fair comparison between two weapons, the Last Ditch with no perks and the Party Crasher with no perks as well. So the green of course is where the Last Ditch is better than the Party Crasher, and the red is where the Party Crasher is better. So the Party Crasher has always had that high rate of fire, so it does win in that category, and also a big chunk in stability, whereas the Last Ditch has more range by a good bit, and also more reload. So you can basically ignore the stability perk. It means absolutely nothing on shotguns, and especially the slow rate of fire ones. It means nothing, and it doesn't even matter how high the thing kicks. And also reload is pretty negligible. They all reload really slowly, so that's just how they are, these slow rate of fire archetypes. But the main things, of course, is the range, which the Last Ditch actually has a lot more of, which is crazy to see on a vendor weapon. So the Party Crasher does have the increase in rate of fire, where the Last Ditch has the increase in range. So now you can see why I'm calling this weapon, the Last Ditch, one of the best shotguns in Year 3. It's going to be a ridiculous weapon, and this is with no perks. Imagine it with rangefinder and rifle barrel. It's easily going to be one of the best shotguns in the game. There'll probably be some other Year 3 shotguns we don't know about just yet, but there might be some like Year 3 Party Crasher drops in the Crucible. But either way, we have a shotgun with more range than the Party Crasher straight from the faction, which is pretty crazy, and this is so easy to obtain. Definitely keep your eye on this one because I can guarantee it's going to be up there as one of the best shotguns in the game. Obviously, if you were lucky enough to get a good Year 2 Party Crasher, you can just infuse that with Year 3 light levels. But like most of us, if you aren't that lucky, you can get an equally great one sold from dead orbit. I think the strangest thing is that a faction is selling such a great weapon, although to be honest it doesn't seem surprising that Dead Orbit has the best weapon because they normally do, but I'm definitely happy that my main faction is Dead Orbit. I'm grabbing this thing for sure. I'll be turning in my motes for faction weapon packages to get a bunch of these. Do also bear in mind that with faction packages in Year 3, you'll be given a choice of 3 packages you can get, one for a weapon, armor, or chroma, so you can pick exactly what you want. If you don't want armor pieces, you can literally just narrow it down to weapons. That's a lot greater chance of getting these shotguns. But if a vendor like the Dead Orbit has such a great shotgun, I'm wondering what the other two have. Maybe there's like a really nice weapon that's even better than the AS Lunar, or some other sniper, or something that's really good. I'm really looking forward to see what these other factions have, because so far Dead Orbit has a really powerful shotgun. It's always one of my favorite things looking at the new weapons in the vendor stock and seeing what kind of new stuff is out there in expansion, so I absolutely cannot wait to see what the other weapons are. But I do really like some of the gameplay clips I got with this shotgun. As you know, I'm normally the type of player to play like a gunslinger, and I'm always a sniper as well. But for these games, for some reason, I don't know why I felt like playing a shotgun blade dancer. It was probably because the maps were quite close quarters, they weren't that big, and there weren't that many good sniper lines of sight. And I also didn't have any snipers, that didn't help as well. None with proper scopes that I could use. On top of that, we were playing Supremacy, so shotgun blade dancer is probably the best setup. Basically, every single kill, you'll be so close to the enemies, you can basically pick up the crest instantly. So the shotgun setup really works out well in this game mode. You don't have to worry about getting a kill and then running up to the crest to try and grab it. If you're in people's faces with the blade or a shotgun, you're basically going to grab the tag instantly because you're right there. So it makes shotguns really dominate this mode. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing these games. I think it's also the fact that when you play it on brand new maps, nobody really knows where they're going, nobody has their bearings, so it's natural to kind of hang back and camp a little bit to try and figure out the map and learn it and play it a little bit reserved. So when you've got someone like me rushing around with a shotgun and a blade dancer, it really does catch people by surprise. Also, a lot of people using weapons that are quite long range, so the shotgun did work out pretty well, especially on Icarus, which is a very close quarters map. It was probably my first time using the blade dancer since Year 1. I haven't used it in so long, but it felt really good to use. So there we have it. An absolute beast of a shotgun is heading our way from Dead Orbit in Rise of Iron. I really want to see what the other factions have and what other weapons are available in the tower. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating would be much appreciated. Comment down below your thoughts on what other weapons you're excited to see. I got lots more Rise of Iron videos on the way, and I'll see you guys in the next one.